Yo, what is up, guys? It's Minnie, and welcome to the 2,000 views Q&A. Last week, oh no, actually it was this Monday. I said to leave some questions for a Q&A I should be doing later this week for 2,000 views of the channel hit over the weekend. Once again, guys, thank you so much for 2,000 views. That is absolutely insane that the channel managed to get this far. But anyway, I'm not going to be getting all sappy. Let's just dive right into the questions. First question is from Starkiller. Starkiller3127 asks, "Have you ever eaten noodles with butter on them?" And this is just like a really weird question. The reason it's in the video is because that honestly sounds like legitimately disgusting. It doesn't sound like crazy. It just sounds like really, really gross. Like, why would you put like noodles on like your ramen? No, why would you put butter on your ramen noodles? That just sounds like honestly disgusting. Like, why would you do that? That sounds so gross. Next question is from Oscar. Can I join your clan, JK faggot? You don't even quickscope. I know this isn't like a serious question, but just when I read this comment for the first time, it was so funny. Like, I legit fell out of my chair. I was dying. Like, this is on my Modern Warfare 2 face spud video. It was just so funny. Like, oh my god, it's amazing. No, Oscar, you cannot join my clan because face spud is too good for you. Like, you cannot join face. Like, who do you think you are, dude? Like, God, man, get out of here. You're like optic worthy, dude. God. Another question from Oscar, a legitimate one, I believe. What's your opinion on spinners? I personally believe they're freaking stupid. Now, just in case you don't know in case you don't really know what a spinner is, it's basically, this is a spinner. That's a spinner. Basically, a spinner is like people with ADD and ADHD. They, carry them around on them whenever they're like not. I guess when they're distracted or something, they use it, or so that they can focus. Basically, like, they just spin it around, and I'm not too sure what it does. All I know is that it's for ADD and ADHD people like that, and it helps them some way. I'm not too sure how it does, but if you use it for ADD or ADHD or like any mental problem you have, then I believe it's totally fine to use it. But the reason I dislike spinners is because the majority of the people at my school don't use it for ADD or ADHD or anxiety or whatever. They just use it for entertainment like purposes, and I really don't understand the logic of people that use spinners for, entertainment. Like, how are your entertainment standards so primitive that you find 3 spinning circles, like, entertaining? I sincerely don't understand their logic, but I mean, if you use it for ADD and ADHD, then that's cool. You use it if you need to. Like, you deserve to use it, but if you just use it because, you think they're entertaining, then I really don't understand your logic at all. Question from Tyler Danny. Why are you so gay? That's a really good question. I'm not too sure why I had to. I mean, I'm not really too sure why, but I want to say the reason I'm gay is because, like, it's like, bloodlines. I think I got it from my, older brother. He's some faggot named Tyler. I'm not too sure if that's the reason, but I mean, I think I think that might be the reason. Who knows? But yeah, good question, my guy. I'll have to get back to you on that. Another question from Oscar, what's your favorite Gorillaz song, M8? So if you stuck by the channel for the past like week or so, or if you're new, I am a really big fan of the Gorillaz. In fact, the day I'm recording this, Ulf Hednarheim hooked me up with a copy of Humans. Thank you so much if you're watching this, Ulf Hednar. But my favorite song by the Gorillaz, like all time, it's probably Melancholy Hill. Just everything about that song I really enjoy, just the lyrics, the melody, just the song itself, the music video itself, just everything about it. Really, I just really enjoy. But my favorite song from the most recent album, I couldn't really say because I haven't heard all their songs. I've been waiting to listen to them until I got the album. I listened to like the 5 songs they uploaded onto YouTube from their new album. Out of those, my favorite is probably a tie between Saturn's Bars and Andromeda. But out of the whole album, I'm not too sure because I haven't listened to the whole thing. But I'm going to be listening to it later tonight, and it's going to be freaking dank. So, yeah. I can already hear Marshmallow229 furiously typing in the comment section about how much the Gorillaz suck. My boy. Next question is from Retarded Reinhardt. You've probably already answered this, but why do you do YouTube? Okay, so I answered this question in my 100 subs video, but I didn't really, go super deep into it. Basically, the reason I do YouTube is because a long, long time ago, I was going through a lot of like stuff, like anxiety, depression, and all that, good stuff. And because just like a lot of personal matters were going on. And I didn't really have many people to turn to because I had like three friends at school. So I was just kind of like lost, and I found these people at my school that would always talk about these people named like PewDiePie or Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, whatever, whatever. And I was like, yo, who are those guys? And they're like, oh yeah, there's these YouTubers. You should check them out. And I remembered, like years ago, back when I lived in Utah, I would watch YouTube. Like the little Gmod, little like funny skits on Gary's Mod and all that. I used to watch those all the time when I was little, and they pretty much reminded me of YouTube because I kind of forgot about it from moving down here to Texas. So I was like, okay. So I started watching them again, and I still watch Jacksepticeye to this day. And really, they just helped me out through a lot of that, anxiety and depression and all that. So the reason I do YouTube is because I really just want to give back. Not necessarily just, Jacksepticeye and all them, because, like, there's too many people to count that, help me out through all that on YouTube. So I wanted to give back to, YouTube as a whole by uploading my own, content. It may not be the best quality, it may not be all that entertaining, but nonetheless, it's content, and that's just really the reason I do YouTube, is just to give back, because I feel as if that's really the greatest policy, is give what you get, So that's really the reason I'm doing YouTube. Thanks for asking, though. It's actually a pretty dope question. Pretty dope AF. Question from Frick Myself. What direction are you planning on going with your channel in the future? Now, really, I just plan on doing YouTube primarily just, to have fun. When you start doing YouTube and once your channel starts picking up momentum, it really is just so much fun to do it. I just really enjoy, sitting down and playing video games and getting out content for you guys. So for the most part, mostly just, having fun and communicating with people online. Maybe in the future when I have, better materials and higher quality videos, I might try to, maybe gain a little bit of a profit on it. Just a little bit. That's really not the main, purpose of it. Really, the biggest thing I want to receive from YouTube is just a community that I can connect with, because really YouTube channels couldn't exist if they didn't have a strong and helpful community, and that's really what I really want to achieve on YouTube. When I receive a community that I can connect with and just love, and where everybody in the community agrees with each other and just loves each other, then that's really the day I'll be able to say that, hey, I've made it. I have a YouTube community. I made it on YouTube and all that. Because in my opinion, subs don't necessarily matter, views don't necessarily matter. What really matters, and what I really think that people should have to, qualify them as a YouTuber, is a community that cares. That's really all that matters in my opinion. Is just a community that gives you feedback, support, and just cares about your well-being. So yeah, that's really what I want in the channel of my YouTube. Just a really strong community that loves one another and is helpful. Thanks for asking. I'm getting so emotional. We're only halfway through. Question from Big Tater: do you like frickin' cockroach? So let me explain. This is an inside joke, as you can tell by the little quotations down there. Basically, a few days ago, my friend Cody, or Big Tater, we have the same choir class, right? And over by the lockers, there was like a dead bug, and he's like, "Miss Owens, there's a frickin' cockroach!" And it was so funny because he did like the perfect little kid voice, and I was like legit dying. Like I was trying like not to fall over and cry because I was just dying. It was so funny, and like for the past week, that's all we've been saying is like, "Oh my God, Cody, it's a frickin' cockroach on the floor!" And it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. Another question from Big Tater: how do you feel about school in general? Really, school, it's a really bittersweet for me because I hate school when it like comes to the people. Okay, so I dislike school because one, it just adds on a bunch of stress. Two, at times it overwhelms me. Three, I just really don't connect with the people that go there. I just dislike the majority of people at my school. But it's also nice in a sense because whenever I'm at home, just like chilling out and I have nothing to do at home, I kind of just like get lost in my thoughts and I start, having, whenever I have nothing to do, I just really start to have more common anxiety attacks because I just begin to overthink on stupid stuff like, life and just politics and just a bunch of stupid stuff I begin to overthink when I have nothing to do. So really, thanks to YouTube and school, I don't overthink as often as I used to. That's one of the main reasons I'm not a huge fan of summer, just because like there's nothing to do, so I just overthink and all that. So really, school is a bittersweet. I like it, but I also don't. That's pretty much how I feel about school. How do you feel about your relationship? Another question from Big Tater. I'm gonna assume that you mean my relationship with Kenzie. I sincerely do love Kenzie, and I know you're gonna say, "Oh, you're only 14. You don't know what love is." But like, I know that 14 is a young age to be saying that, but I sincerely do care about Kenzie with like all my heart because she's been by my side through just like a lot of BS. Back when I was like all depressed and angsty, but she was just by my side through a lot. Her and my brother Tyler and just all that. They really do care about me, and I really do care about them. And I really just could not see a day with me waking up without her, blowing up my phone or whatever. I really, really do care about her, and I would love to, spend the majority of my days, with her by my side. That sounds like hella, cliche and cringy, but I sincerely do mean it. I really do love Kinsey. Next question. Why are you uncircumcised? I get this question so many times. I really don't understand why you guys don't get it. I like my foreskin, guys. I don't want to be circumcised. I don't want to be circumcised in the name of the Lord. I want to keep my foreskin, please. That sounds very unpleasant not having foreskin, so I'll pass on being uncircumcised. Thank you very much. Another question from Big Totter. What is your favorite meme? My favorite meme is hands down Cash Me Outside. But okay, in all seriousness, I despise the Cash Me Outside meme. It is just so gross. The meme isn't necessarily bad itself. Just Danielle Bregoli or whatever her last name is just really makes me want to kill myself. So I hate that meme. But my favorite meme is probably the SpongeGar meme of him like, the memes that are all like, oh, when you're at the store and your mom says if you want some, go get it. So you run down the aisle like those memes with like SpongeGar. I'll put them up on the screen right here. This meme, this guy, SpongeGar, right there. Those are just like my favorite memes because back in the 7th grade, me and my friends used to overuse that meme so much. It's not even funny. Just that meme was so good back then. I love it. It's so funny. I still find the memes funny. I know it's a dead meme, but I just find it like hella funny. Question from Blind Eye: what is your favorite sport? Now, in case you guys didn't know, back when I was little and lived in Utah, I used to play like Little League baseball. So really, my favorite sport of all time is obviously baseball. I loved that sport when I was little. I kind of dropped out because I just kind of lost interest in it. But that's really that's just my favorite sport. I'm not huge on sports. Like I don't like basketball or football or whatever. But whenever I can get interested in baseball. I enjoy baseball. I just think it's really fun and I just really enjoy it. That's like really the only sport I like. We got a question from Oscar. What's your opinion on the guys you hang out with? Ulf Hednar, Hayden, Crimson Corgi, Marshmallow 229, etc., etc. Now, with Ulf Hednar, Hayden, Crimson Corgi, I know them personally. They're like, they're family. So really, I can just connect with them a majority of the times, like really well. We like the same things, majority of the time. And they're just really dank. I really enjoy spending time with them. Marshmallow 229, on the other hand, we're really chill. We're really close. We've been friends for over 2 years now, I want to say. But, like, legit, though, he always feels the need to argue. I'm not saying that's a bad thing because, I just love to argue as well. But, legit, whenever I bring up YouTube, CSGO, views, subs, whatever, he, always wants to argue. And it's not a bad thing because, arguing is pretty healthy. But just, straight up, dude, he always feels the need to argue with, anything that somebody says. There could be, a 57-year-old lady discussing politics. He's like, actually, madam? I don't know. He's a really chill guy, but whenever he, starts arguing, he can get, kind of annoying. But a majority of the time, he's really, really chill. I love you, Coney. Finally, a question from the man himself, Ulf Hednar Hayden. Congrats. So here's a question. Would you do it? I do it. I do it so hard. But seriously, what is your favorite horror game? Sorry about all that. That's basically just an inside joke between me, Ulf Hednar, and Crimson Corgi. Anyway, not gonna lie, I've never been huge on horror games. I didn't really play horror games back when I was little, and the only horror game I've played within the past 2 years is Outlast 2. So I'm not super big on horror games. When I was little, though, I did play Resident Evil 4 every now and then on the Wii. So I'm probably gonna say that my favorite horror game is Resident Evil 4. There are other really good horror games, you know, like Resident Evil 7, you know, Amnesia, Outlast, whatever. But I've never actually really played those games all that much. But I have played Resident Evil 4 and I've beat it multiple times. So I'm gonna have to go with that. My favorite horror game is, you know, Resident Evil 4. All right, that is all the questions. Real quick, I just want to say thank you guys so much to everybody who commented a question. It is absolutely insane, like receiving all those questions, because like usually when I do this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it a week. If I don't get enough questions by then, I'll just do it next week. But legit, within like 24 hours of me asking for questions, I had already received like 11 plus, and normally I like only do 12, like 10. I had like I had like what 16 questions this time. Let me count. I had like what? I had 15 questions in this Q&A. So like, once again, thank you guys so much for asking questions. It means so much to me knowing that you actually want to hear what I have to say. And yeah, I hope you guys really did enjoy the Q&A. If you did, do please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, do please consider subscribing. Once again, thank you so much for 2,000 views, and I will see all you dudes in the next video. Peace. Love you guys.